Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning me. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning me. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first thing ballin', trying to get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. There's some decisions that I done made, got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing trees, and I'm saying niggas should be around there, won't see off your feet. My mama's been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package of these pounds. Me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Faded the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Trying to serve, ain't got no business on my bluff, I bet you're getting chopped. Now either way you try to fuck with my pop, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning me. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning me. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm back in the mix. Some flaky niggas better stand down. Came home, got me some yam, I'm the man now. Niggas, some bitches home from
Thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy PBK9s giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Man, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. That's the best thing to do. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Don't forget to drop down in them comments like your brothers and sisters always do. Always do. Big salute and big shout out to all the dog lovers from one side of the world to the other side of the world, from one side of the country to the other side, from the top to the bottom, like I always say. Big shout out to all them people taking care of them dogs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big salute to the brothers down in the chat. Brother Mario 83, what's going on? Salute to you. Legion Fury 13. Salute to you, big homie. What's going on with you tonight? Yes, sir. Yellow One in the building. Salute to you, Yellow One. Appreciate you dropping in, homie. Appreciate you dropping in. Let's see, Texas Bulldog in the house. Texas Bulldog in the house. JT Pipe Water. Salute to you, fam. See what Texas Bulldog say. I'm out. Let me see something here. Give me a second. Give me a split second. Seeing what Texas Bulldog we're talking about. If you say anything other than what Redboy looked like, then I don't want to hear it. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like I say, the title of this video is What the Redboy Dog Look Like. I dropped the link down to my brothers right now. If anybody want to get up there and tell me what a Redboy dog look like. They ain't, I got some more things to start this video off with, but just to keep that in mind. You know, I'm gonna drop that link down in the chat for any of my brothers that want to get up here and talk about anything. Salute. Thing doing this thing on the other side tonight. Now I drop a link for anybody, but I will tell if Sir Kennels want to come up, you know, Sir Kennels want to come up, he can come up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start this dog talk off, man. Like this rich here. When it comes to starting your yard off, you know, is it better to get two older dogs, you know, and start you off with a litter, or to start off with two puppies and let them be the future? Which one is it better to start your yard off with? Two older dogs, you know, you might get your 3-year-old, might get your 4-year-old, and start your yard a litter of puppies and start your yard off from there. You know, where other brothers might take just two dogs and start their yard off from there. You know, drop down in the chat. Let me know what y'all brothers think, man, or y'all sisters think. Would it be the best way, the easiest way? Well, I wouldn't say that'd be easiest way because you might get a litter full of stuff you don't want. Just my opinion on it. I think the best way gonna probably be to get the two best dogs that you feel like are the best and put them together. Whether it's puppies or whether it's two grown dogs, I don't know. Drop down in the chat. Elevated Kennel say he started with an older male and the bitch that he was familiar with. Yes, sir. Mario 83 say he started with two pups. It's probably gonna be about a 50-50 split. You know, it ain't no wrong answer to it. It's just really your preference. And I'm shooting this to the younger brothers out there because a lot of the younger brothers will be asking this question. You know, would it be better for them to start a yard off with two older dogs or two pups? Yellow one say, I can't say which is better, but I can say getting two older dogs is faster as far as getting pups off the two. Yep, you right about that. You right about that. Now, if you're trying to get the best dogs, you know, if you're gonna get the best dogs you can get, you know, if you're gonna get them grown, you might as well. I mean, if you're gonna get the best, if you're gonna get them grown, make sure you get the best. So if you're getting the best female you can find and the best male you can find, either way it go, whether they puppies are grown, you know, that's the best that you can put together. The only thing about it, you're liable to get the best. If you're looking for a particular bloodline, you're liable to get that particular bloodline the best at a younger age than a grown dog. If you're getting two grown dogs, you're probably gonna pay a nice penny for them. You know, if you're getting two puppies, then you probably can get them for a reasonable price and get you some good blood. You know, and you know how it goes when it comes to the older dogs. You got to really be careful when you're buying them, no matter who you're buying them from, because you might be buying some losers. You know, and I mean, even if your puppy's gonna turn out to be losers, I mean, you rather put your hard-earned time into it and see how it turn out, because it might not be bad as you thought or bad as some people say, compared to a dog that another man done worked on. It's about like a mechanic working behind another mechanic sometimes. But if you just getting puppies off of it, you know, that's all that matter as far as that situation, I would think. But I think when you start with two puppies, you just have a whole lot more confidence in what you coming with. Because you don't really know what them two, you hoping them two, well, you hoping about the puppies too, but I was gonna say you hoping about that the two big dogs can produce you something. Then you gotta hope the mama dog take care of the puppies, hoping she a good mother dog. You know, this is a few things you got to worry about that you can kind of eliminate a little bit when you raise them up from puppies. And to the brothers that got that that Big John stuff, if you know anything about that dog Flossie, if you got that Big John stuff and you know anything, or you got that dog Flossie in your pedigree, when you're looking at my intro of my video, you see a dog that say PBK9's Mocha. PBK9's Mocha is Flossie. So if you see Walks Flossie in your pedigree, that's PBK9's Mocha. And she's at the, on the intro, the orange color dog. You know, I got the name at the bottom. You just have to read it fast. You know, for any of the brothers who got the Flossie and never seen how Flossie looked and got her in the pedigree, that's Flossie right there. She was a bitch that had some good litters, but the older she got, the worse she got with puppies. She started getting to the point where you had to hold her down and feed the puppies and force feed them and take her away from the puppies and bring them back when it's time to eat and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, man. Cornelius Belcher say he's big on raising dogs from pups. Now I think you get the best dogs, even if you got a mediocre dog. You know, I think you're gonna pull the best out of that dog when you raise him from a pup, and y'all got that bond. Because that bond is that puppy bond is a whole lot different than you going to buy a 2-year-old dog. You know, you can only really expect him to give you what you got him for, and that's pups. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about getting them for nothing else. We just talking about pups wise. That's all you can really expect to get from them. You know, and then it just depends on how much you know that line you're dealing with, how much you know, how long you've been seeing that dog that you want that's grown. You know, you may have been seeing that dog since it was a puppy, but the person wouldn't come off the dog. Now they finally want to come off of it, so you got a chance to get it. So it can go a whole bunch of different ways, you know, but at least know about the line that you're getting if you're getting a grown dog. That way, if they is selling you a cur, you know, like I tell brothers about the Big John stuff. Okay, now say for instance I went out and tried to buy one from a brother and he tried to run the wool over my eyes and sell me a dog that's a cur. All right, being that I know about that blood, I know I can take it and I can breed it and get some good dogs off of it still, you know, still get good dogs off of it because it's bred just that tight. You know, and I know that particular part of the line gonna take over no matter who I breed it with. Well, it just depends on who I breed it with, rather, I guess. Yep. Now, quick question, and I know a lot of my younger brothers probably don't know this, but and a lot of my older brothers, it could be a few that don't know it. But do pit bulls really have locked jaws? When we Google it, it tells you no. Okay, but do pit bulls really have locked jaws? Because when you Google it, the pit bull is not the dog with the strongest bite power. We know this. And wolves probably biting harder than pit bulls, most likely. But when it comes to all animals, even if they have a stronger bite power, because they said a Rottweiler would even have a stronger bite power than a pit bull and a Doberman Pinscher. Those dogs you can get off of somebody. You're able to get them dogs off of you, unlike a pit bull. Once they clamp down on them, it's like they got alligator jaws or something. It's like once they clamp down, you can't open it. I don't know, but it's scientifically proven, I guess, that they don't have locked jaws. But is it something inside of their brain that's programmed in their brain to make them like, once they clamp down on something, to just hold with a force that's never been seen before? Most all other animals gonna let go and go for another bite. Gonna let go and go for another bite. Not saying you're gonna get away at all. But the way a pit bull holds a person compared to way, let's say if you got attacked by a wolf in the wild, you're gonna be bit all up if you don't be, you know, DOA'd. and finished. You may be finished, but you're gonna get bit a whole lot more times. It's like they don't go, their style is not to go in and just hold a grip. A lot of other dogs will do it, but the pit bull mastered it. And when it comes to say them attacking somebody and hurting somebody out there in the streets, them dogs are impossible to get off. It's impossible to get them dogs off you. You know, so that's why I was just saying, man, and to the younger brothers, to know that they don't have locked jaws, but their jaws are powerful, and it's great to keep you a couple breaking sticks around, no matter what they saying about dog fighting paraphernalia, nothing like that. Keep you some breaking sticks around, and I don't care who you is. If you got a bully breed dog, band dog, pit bull, bulldog, American bulldog, any of them type of dogs, keep you 2 breaking sticks around. That's one for your dog and one for the dog that he's going against, whether it's a stray dog or any kind of dog. You never know what kind of dog you get on and how much fight that dog got in them. But I believe them pit bulls, man, about got something programmed in their brain to just make them whole, because you can get the right litter that 2 months old, they just coming out and they holding like full grown dogs. And if you ever had a chance to mess with gamecocks, the chickens, when they biddies, if you ever seen regular chickens hatch, they run around the yard. When gamecocks are small, the biddies, the males, they do the same thing they would do when they was grown. A month old, 2 months old, fresh out the eggs, just barely about the size of your hand. And they jumping up trying to fight each other, in the wild. I mean, you can let them run around your yard, but they gonna still you'll see them jumping up like they fighting. It's stuff that's programmed in some of these animals. And I was just wondering, maybe the pit bull got something programmed in his brain, to tell him to hold. And that's what I haven't seen any scientists give the power pressure on how much power these dogs have when it comes to trying to open their jaws back up, the hold down power. I ain't talking about how much bite pressure they got from the actual clamp. I'm talking about the actual hold down, the grip, Because a lot of them dogs, like they say, the Kango and all them dogs, they biting harder than the pit bull. But I bet you it'd be easy to take their jaws off of something compared to a pit bull. Not all of them, just some of them. Not all of them. Bruce Banner, what's going on with you? Salute the brother Bruce Banner in the building. Lon Webb in the building. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all dropping in. Bruce, I know Bruce got Charlotte up there. I'm waiting to get some more pictures from you, big dog. Waiting to get some more pictures. Yeah, they say the Kango ain't none, but you know what most people use them for fighting off wolves and things like that. And they say their bite pressures or bite power is stronger than a pit bull. But yeah, let's keep this thing moving, man, because we gonna get on that Redboy talk. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta talk a little bit about some Jeep stuff. Talk a little bit about some Jeep stuff. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get on this point one more time. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button out there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Now I'm gonna say this. If the dog registries were a real fraternity, let me say it again. If the dog registries were a real fraternity, you would put red flag alerts out when these brothers say these dogs are stolen in your database to prevent stolen dogs from being registered. You see, if this was a fraternity of brothers and brothers wanting this everybody out for themselves, it'd be easy to put an alert out. Oh, put these dogs in my computer, stolen. Whether I started off with 3 or 4, now I got 100 dogs that's been stolen. Now, what you trying to register, big dog? Now you sending the pictures, okay, I see this picture, boom, boom, boom. There's ways to cut that stuff off. And if these dog registries was a fraternity, it'd make it even easier and harder for them brothers who doing things like stealing dogs, like the problem we had in Rockingham, North Carolina. The problem gonna keep happening like that as long as brothers make it easy for the ones who doing it. You know, and I'm gonna say this, man. Big salute to Superline, North Florida in the house. Big salute to Superline, North Florida. You know, you start seeing videos with the pups outside next week, this week coming up rather. I'm gonna drop some videos. They haven't been outside yet. I'm letting them get a little age on them. They already had their first shots, their second wormer. So you start seeing more videos with them, you know, in this coming up week right here. Big salute the Random Pearson in the building, you know, in the building. Random Pearson say Chico got it locked. And I'm gonna tell you like this here, Random. I'm gonna tell you what it is. These brothers, they hate on each other so much, and hate on me, hate on him, hate on her, hate on you. They hate so much. They won't buy a dog from you. They'll go buy it from Chico, and they don't even and they talk trash about him every day, but they'll go buy it from him instead of buy it from you. And you probably got the better dog. When the dog ain't built the way it is, it just no. Some folk, I seen a good statement a brother made earlier. Some folk only believe certain things when they come out of certain people's mouths. It don't matter what you say. You know, they gotta hear it from a certain person. For them certain people, it might be Chico. You know, Bobby Stapleton in the house. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? And one thing about it, man, brothers, this pit bull game is funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. The people, when you say prices on lock, you know, you can't really say that. You can say he's selling dogs for good prices, but you don't have brothers every day buying them dogs like that because they can't afford them, which may be a good thing, you know, on his behalf. He may want it like that so you can't afford it, you know, because everybody don't deserve to have a good pit bull. Everybody don't deserve to have a good one. But yeah, man, soon as some of these brothers get to selling dogs for this and dogs for that, you got a boatload of other brothers over here hating on them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this and that, this and that, this ain't this and this ain't that, and blah, this and that, and this and that. And they go breed to a global grand champion that somebody done told him he a global grand champion. The dog never left out the house, don't do nothing but look at damn TJ Hooker all day long. You know, let alone been bit by something. But you'll run over there just because, you know, and it's just all about making your brand. You know, making your brand. Brother made him a brand, and it just is what it is. You want one of them dogs, you're gonna pay for it. You want one of mine, you dang on sure gonna pay for it. One thing you gonna learn, man, every brother in this dog game, every sister in this dog game, no matter how good your dogs is, a brother will figure out a reason to go buy another dog, which might not even be the quality of that dog from somebody else. You know, a lot of time they won't even say they bought it. You just find out they got it a couple months later. When you got better, for sure better dogs. Eli Monster, what's going on with your big homie? And the thing about it, see, I learned this when I was dealing with the Malinois. You know, I learned this a long time ago. It's who you're dealing with. When you're dealing with folk that can't spend nothing but $300, $400, $500, you know what I'm saying? Maybe $1,000. Then, you know, that's what you're selling your puppies for. But when you go out there and you try to advertise your puppies to a certain person who can afford this, they don't care about spending $3,500, $5,000. You know, it ain't for a person to brag about how much they sold a dog for when they selling it to people who are considered stars. You know, it's more for them to use that person as, saying, oh, I sold this dog to Will Smith. It's more credit for them to use that person name, than the other way around. Yeah, I made $5,000, $10,000 off Will Smith, but he can afford it. That's penny change to him. So when I come back to the pit bull and community bragging about I sold a dog for $10,000, but that's the only one I sold. But the thing for me to come back to the pit bull community bragging about is I sold a dog to Will Smith. It don't matter how much I sold a dog to him for. I sold one to him. That's what I'm supposed to come back bragging about if I'm gonna brag about anything. Michael Brown, what's going on, big homie? What's going on? Appreciate you dropping in the house tonight. I'm gonna need some of y'all brothers and sisters to give me some answers now when it comes to the Redboy stuff. And even when I ask you about that Jeep stuff, I'm gonna need some answers now. And we ain't gonna be here all night long. We just gonna get straight to the point. Oh, I want to say this too, man. I want to say this too. When it comes to making our own bloodlines, the rules change. The rules have definitely changed. Because I take a toll right now, my brothers and sisters, and say, what does it take to create your own line in the chat, in the comments, or in your head? What does it take to create your own line? The rules have changed over the years because the brothers that we talk about their dogs every day, they didn't go by the rules that we went by or we going by. We going by the 4 generations, this many generations. The papers got to have your names across it. We going by all these different things. When all them brothers did was went by that one dog that represented their yard or represented their camp. What that dog name is, so-and-so dog or so-and-so dog. A lot of them dogs didn't know that it was going to be a line until 10, 15 years down the line. Them brothers just had Jeep. Oh, I'm breeding Jeep. Now you got 5, 10 years later, they calling it a Jeep line. Alberto, what's going on? What's going on? Salute to you, fam. Big shout out to everybody where you're from. Big salute to the whole state where you're from. It ain't no different where you're from. USA, the UK, the Asia. How I always tell my brothers, we getting down when it come to debate. Big salute to all my haters. You can't stop me. I'm scratching a little slow right now. I got a lot of things going on my side. And these little pups driving me crazy. These little RBJs, these little RBJs driving me crazy. But hey, I tell you what, a slow scratch is better than no scratch. You know what I'm saying? Slow scratch is better than no scratch. And them old schoolers, they played by different rules than what we played by. It takes us 20 years to create a bloodline when all it took them was one dog. And I take that dog, and if you want to breed to them, that's the line you got. Redboy, dogs that we know wasn't champions, but they created their own line. Redboy was a line way before we got our dogs. Way before. West Virginia in the house. Big salute to my homeboy Dante Hamilton, tying that knot this weekend all the way from West Virginia, holding it down. Big salute to you and the wifey. Great people, man. Great people. Hey, big salute to CMB. Big salute to CMB, the whole West Virginia crew. Sean Meadows, big salute to you, fam. Big salute to you. But them boys from the old school, they got a great dog, and they started a bloodline. Us brothers, we got to breed 4 generations to start a bloodline. We need acceptance. We need somebody to tell us this is a bloodline in order for us to have confidence in our head. This is a bloodline. Nobody gonna tell you that right now. Your dog will be a line when you probably won't even be in a dog game, and they'll be calling it a bloodline. So keep moving how you're moving, doing what you're doing, and just understand a lot of this stuff. A lot of these brothers didn't know that Redboy is gonna be this popular. They didn't know that Bolio was gonna be this popular in these dogs. They just did their thing and let it trickle down and let it fall how it fell. Let it fall how it fell. The man didn't know Eli was gonna be how it is today. Not when Mr. Boudreaux had him and he was living and all that. He was just a dog, just like your dog a dog. Mr. Boudreaux got him. Eli. Some people probably never even heard of him during that time. The reputation Eli got now, you can bet you believe he didn't have it when he was living. None of them dogs. Mayday, he was a good dog, but I mean, the reputation they got now, they didn't have when they was living. It comes from brothers' stories, giving brothers stories, brothers wanting these bloods, some brothers fiending for these bloods, never getting them, still talking about stories. And I'm going to say this, my brothers. I believe the last generation missed out on the famous dogs becoming bloodlines. It's going to take this new generation doing the new dog thing, creating your line off of your brand, making your dogs famous. It's going to take us to create the new lines, because at the end of the day, the brothers been worshiping them old lines so long, you missed out on the lines from the early 2000s on up to now. You know, we know Macho Buck, maybe Mayday. Mayday is from the 90s. What happened to the dogs in between then? The great dogs that should have started bloodlines. I'm going to tell you what y'all did. I'm going to tell you what y'all Americans did. Bella UK, where you at? Salute to Bella UK, Barry 187, and all my folk in the UK right now. You know, hey, I'm going to tell you what they did. You worship and derided them old school bulldoggers so long that you let Ship become a bloodline. How the hell Ship become a bloodline and all y'all brothers across this United States still fiending for Redboy, Jeep, Eli, and stuff like that from 60 years ago? But you let Ship become a bloodline. You let El Tidra become a bloodline. You know? How the hell they become bloodlines and your dog not a bloodline? You know? We missed a whole generation of bloodline dogs because we worshiping Redboy, Jeep, Eli, Bolio, and all them dogs. We just can't let them go. So we missed the whole generation. You know, brothers talk about, and we talk about different dogs. Those could have been the bloodlines. Those are the bloodlines. We just don't recognize them. We still going to the other ones. And this is going to be part of what I'm talking about tonight as well. You know, big salute and big shout out to all the new subscribers and everybody that's tuning in tonight that's thinking about subscribing. Big salute and big shout out to you. You know, we changed the rules. We hesitating on bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? You let a person talk you out your blood the same way I get in that box and talk you out your game and talk you out your show and tell you your dog about to lose when he could be coming back. I talk you out that show. Give me that bread. We done talked about that. On the way home, I'm telling my boy, that dog still was going. You know, he was still gonna come. But it just is what it is. You know, is what it is. They done let Ship come up. El Tidra. You know, y'all done tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. You even let the Cottenham Red Man dog come up. You know, Garner had him for a while, but he wasn't one of them dogs from the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, and all that. The early 2000s. He came in the late part of the early 2000s. You know, right now, every single dog Garner got, y'all call that shit like a bloodline. He just showed the dog Bushwick on a video on Facebook, and y'all already talking about that shit like a bloodline. And y'all got dogs in y'all yard every damn day that you won't consider a bloodline. So maybe it's just the person that got the dog that y'all can make bloodlines. You know, maybe it's just the person. That man can show you any one dog, never bred a dog before, but because he got the dog, you consider it a bloodline. So we just gonna deride them old schoolers forever and knock the people that try to create their own stuff or create their own name for their own dogs. You always gotta say, oh, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. Nah, it's me, man. It's me. You know, I can't help what you want to call your dogs. This is what I'm calling mine. You know, it is what it is, man. Now, let me ask y'all brothers and sisters this, since we getting warmed up right about now. We just starting to get warmed up. Now, what's the difference between a very game dog and a finisher? Do a finisher have to be a game dog? Can a dog be a finisher without being game? Is what I'm asking y'all brothers. Can a dog be a finisher without being game? Can a finisher be a can a dog be a finisher without being game? Brother Lon Webb say yes. Can a dog be a finisher without being game? Now, this is the thing. Most dogs, if you really a finisher, if you really a finisher, will that dog stop? Unless if he's breathing, will he stop? If a dog is a finisher, will he stop if he gets sort of tired? You know, that'll make the average dog stop. Or make some dogs stop. Will that dog stop if he's a finisher and he know that dog is not finished? Is he really should he be considered a finisher then? Will a finisher run? Will a finisher run? Yeah, I'm gonna answer that one, I guess, because that's like saying a finisher won't cur out. You know, he can be a finisher today and a cur tomorrow. You know, a finisher today and a cur tomorrow. Bobby Stapleton, man, I dropped that link for the brothers to come up and talk. I don't know what you're talking about. When you say talking silly about something, I ain't. But I always drop that link in the chat for the brothers that want to give us a little bit of dog talk, you know, because we got a few things to talk about tonight. Few things to talk about tonight. Now, we know a finisher can run. And I think, you know, Brother Lyon was talking about when I said, can a finisher not be game? You know, or is he really a finisher? Because he took that one out. Me, myself, I just think if a dog is a finisher, then it's going to take a whole bunch to stop him. That's my opinion. One could come and hurt him and make him feel something he never felt before. So things can switch up in a drop of a dime. I just know once a dog becomes a finisher, he's most of the time he's a smart dog and he's a hard dog to know to play with. Now let me pull this dog up. I want to pull this dog up and show this pedigree real quick before we get into that Redboy talk. Grand champion Steppa. You know, grand champion Steppa. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Okay, let's look at this pedigree real quick. It's the reason I put this pedigree. Grand champion Steppa, great looking dog. All right. Now, reason why I'm showing you this pedigree, I seen this dog in the magazine, phenomenal looking dog, bred out of this world. But when you look at the quarter half on the bottom side, it says unknown. All on the quarter side of the bottom side. You know, on the top, he's got the Mayday on him, very top. He's got the champion whole stuff in him, and he's got the Maverick dog in him. But then he's got unknown on the very bottom. What does that mean to my younger brothers and some brothers who may not know? What does that mean to have, because this dog has unknown at the bottom on online pedigree? It means absolutely nothing. It's what I tell brothers all the time. These online pedigrees don't mean anything. They have nothing to do with the ADBA, the Bonafide, Tom Garner, Garcia, none of them brothers. You know what I'm saying? What these online pairs is, somebody didn't know who the mama was or who the daddy was on some particular dog, so they had to put unknown. You know, that dog most likely is ADBA registered. ADBA registered or Bonafide registered, one or the other. You know, so when a brother looking on his online page, some brothers get the wrong idea and think because it say unknown at the bottom that the dog is not, has unknown in his pedigree. And just don't, it ain't like that, because that online ped is two different things from the ADBA. And you wouldn't believe how many people thinks the online ped and the ADBA is affiliated. 25% unknown in this dog. Got some Clemens blood in it, Rascal blood in it. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, about the Steppa dog and the unknown in the pedigree. Yes, sir. Now, let's get into this Redboy talk, man, because we're going to talk about Redboy and we're going to talk about Jeep. Let's get into it, man. What does a Redboy dog look like? Anybody want to answer that for me? I don't know if we could drop pictures. I don't think we could drop the pictures in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't forget to hit that like button up. Don't forget to hit that like button up. What does a Redboy dog look like? Let's see here. What does a Redboy dog look like? Now, this is my purpose of talking about this and bringing this subject up. This is a Redboy dog. We can look at that dog and we can tell that's a Redboy dog. Okay, my purpose is the same thing I said a few seconds ago. We let generations of dogs pass without considering them bloodlines. That's not a Redboy dog right there. It's a pure Redboy dog. Yes, it is. But that dog there is a Bailey's Bingo dog. Redboy is not the white and red colors like this. This is Bingo's traits. Bailey's Bingo. The red and white Redboy dogs that you see, brothers need to stop saying that they're Redboy dogs. They are pure Redboy dogs, because they're pure Redboy dogs, but the dogs are Bailey's Bingo dogs. Why you think none of Katie Marlowe dogs look like this? None of the Redboy dogs coming from Till's dogs look like this. Because these are the traits. Well, this is Bingo himself right here. But these are the traits of Bailey's Bingo. Sammy the Arab Boomer Jr. Them the traits of Bailey's Bingo. Even though Bingo is not that much white, he carried them traits. So instead of us looking at that dog and saying, "Oh, I can tell that's a Redboy dog," we skip Bingo. Now we should be saying just, "Oh, that's a Bingo dog." And if you know the dogs, you know Bingo a Redboy dog. But we got to keep going back to Redboy. And you don't think it's been dogs been out since Bingo that's been producing good enough to create their own lines and give brothers good dogs? but you don't take pride in them. You still resort back to Redboy. I got a Redboy Jeep dog. But that dog that you got that dog off of producing better than Redboy himself. But you shooting out a dog that wasn't even, we don't know shit about. You know, we don't know where the dog come from. Everybody got their own story when it comes to Redboy. But my thing is, why we call them Redboy dogs when all the dogs that look like this, you know, are Bailey's bingo dogs. Now, what a Redboy dog look like? Because all Katie Marlowe them dogs and all the dogs that came off Redboy as well as bingo, but bingo is just a pre-potent dog. So being that he's pre-potent, his genes is gonna take over. You could probably breed bingo with another Redboy kind of dog from Katie Yard, and it's gonna still look like the bingo dogs because bingo is just pre-potent. His genetics take over. But it's hard for us to call out, oh, this is a bingo dog, this is a bingo dog. And sometimes we do it that so brothers can recognize the dogs. A lot of brothers don't recognize wouldn't recognize bingo, they'll go, they recognize Redboy. You know. But yeah. Now, another thing I want to talk about, Jeep. What about Jeep? What about Jeep? Now, we say we got a Jeep dog, but how many of the dogs actually look like Jeep? Are the dogs Jeep dogs or are the dogs white tab dogs? A lot of the dogs that we call Jeep dogs look more like white tab than they look like Jeep. But we call them Jeep dogs. We just keep going back. We just keep going back to these old dogs. Most of the dogs, when brothers say, oh, he looked like Jeep, he looked like Jeep, and they talking about it now, the dog look like white tab. Whether it's a black dog, brindle dog, no matter. He looking like white tab. Now, if you look at white tab and you look at Jeep, he looks like two different dogs. Two different kind of looks. In this picture right here, Jeep look more like the banjo stuff. Then he looked like white tab, and white tab his son. But a lot of the dogs that come off look like tab. Bobby Stapleton said he had a female directly off Jeep and Eli on the bottom side, Eli Jr. Which dog did it look like, Bobby? Did it look like the Jeep stuff or did it look like the Eli stuff? I could pull Jocko Pedigree up, but I don't have his picture into my in my program right now. Yeah, I could pull it up, but I just know it's certain dogs that we call out for these bloodlines, and it really don't look like the dogs. They look like offspring of the dog. Most of the stuff that we look at today and say that's a red boy dog, them be bingo dogs. Most of the dogs we see, and you know, when it come to Mayday, we say, oh, that's a Mayday dog. We don't say that's yellow grandson. I mean, yellow son, top and bottom. That's not a yellow dog. That's a Mayday dog. Trevor say, brother Trevor say that Eli stuff is dominant when you breed it. If you got the right stuff and you breed it right, is that Eli stuff is dominant. Now, the most time when I see a red dog, if it's a red nose, you know, we really can't. Back in the days, I would have said like, "Oh, this is an old family red." You can look at certain dogs and kind of you can't tell what bloodline it is, but you can tell kind of what it's not. You know, sometimes you can't tell if it's crossed with certain things, but if you know certain people's yards, you can just tell if it's not off their yard or not. You know how to, you know how they got it bred up sometimes. You know, um, like you see them black dogs, you know, it may come off Garner, it may come off Boudreaux, or it may have some of that stuff in it. Man-made is definitely in the building. What's going on with your man-made? What's going on? Just talking about them red boy dogs. Why brothers always say, this a red boy dog. When they see that red and white color. If I were to ask you what kind of dog is that, you're gonna tell me it's a red boy dog. Uh, Instead of Bailey's Bingo is the dog, what it looked like. And it goes back to we letting bloodlines, we letting lines pass because we still stuck on them damn same 10 dogs from the past. Them brothers before them 10 dogs wasn't using lines like how we doing it now. It was get these dogs, or these Mayfield dogs, or these Carver dogs, or these Kobe dogs, or whatever. But now it's like we stuck in that early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s era. And that's kind of when a different demographic of people start coming into the dog game, to where it's just about a whole different thing now. You know, it's not even about what it used to be about a whole different ball game now. That's why the brothers say certain people got the prices on lock, or they prices on lock, got their prices on lock. That's why it's like that. So we know that's a red boy dog. And like I said, when it comes to Jeep dogs, how many dogs we seen that look like Jeep? That's supposed to be Jeep dogs, modern day time, that we call Jeep dogs. But we seen a lot of these. We see them all the time. but we don't see them all the time. And we don't see them all the time. Now the blood there, the blood definitely there. But I'm just saying, these dogs have offspring that's giving you, that's pre-potent. And you still going for the dogs that it came off of. I tell you, you know I'm not about to lie when I'm saying what I'm about to say. 20 years go by in no time. It's 2024 to be 2044 in no time. You think we not gonna be still talking about Redboy, Jeep, and Bolio? That shit don't make no sense. That's like right now we talking about Lightner, Kobe's Pincher, and all them dogs like that matter than our pedigree right now. It ain't gonna be no different 20 years down the line. Oh, I got a Mayday dog. When Mayday was born, it's 2044. Mayday was born in 19-something, 1980-something, 1990. Oh, man. If we go back that many years, man, you know how far we go back to how far when time changed? We got to go back to like 1930, 1940. If you don't want to let go, man, don't hate on the brothers who trying. If you don't want to let go, just do what you want to do. Nobody can, be mad at you because you want to stay holding on to them folk from 40 years ago. But if you want to do your thing, don't hate on the next person for trying to make their name for their dogs. You know what I'm saying? Big salute and big shout out to the Mexican Eli brothers out there. Them Jeep Eli, them Jeep Rascal brothers out there, them Redboy Jocko brothers. Straight Eli, Bolio dogs, Redboy, Bolio dogs. Salute all the different crosses that brothers running. I just know the genetics that we getting from these dogs is not the same genetics that them dogs back then had. So we only doing ourselves wrong by still saying, oh, I'm breeding these Redboy Eli dogs, and I'm going back reading what the hell Eli was doing, thinking my dog was gonna do what Eli was doing. I need to figure out what the dog in that pedigree first and second generation was doing. If his first and second generation and in that pedigree not coming off Eli, then you don't need to be worrying about no damn Eli, no dog from the 70s. Only reason your dog's still black is because the black is a dominant color. Motherfucker might not have no genetics from Eli left in him. Even with Mr. Boudreaux breeding them the way he breeding them. When I give y'all the Big John stuff, Big John is half the damn time frame that Eli is. When we talk Eli, we talking going way back. Dr. King days and all them times. Way back. That's a little too far, man. I mean, your dog's still black. But for you to breed a dog today and then go back and go online and Google and thinking your dog coming out with them traits right there, you seriously, you tricking yourself. But then again, it just depends on how brothers breeding the dogs, I guess. It just depends on how brothers breeding it and who breeding it and what kind of traits they looking for and what's trying to keep from Eli or Jeep or whoever they breeding. It's clear that Mr. White didn't do Tab the way Mr. Crenshaw did Jeep. Tab was only bred the way he was bred because who he was off of. Only because who he was off of. Jeep was bred where he was bred because of what he did. So he don't do nothing with Tab. he coming off Jeep. That's an excuse to a lot of y'all brothers, because like I said before, it's only right until you hear it from certain folk. You know, that's an excuse for some of y'all. Oh, he come off Jeep. I wouldn't roll him either. But yeah, another brother give you that same excuse. You know what I'm saying? You can't hear that. You know, you can't hear it. To some brothers and sisters, mostly brothers, to some brothers, it'll only be Jeep, Redboy, Bolio, and them dogs forever till they leave this place. You know, that's all it'll ever be. But bloodlines are created when you make the dog famous. No matter how them boys did it back then, they made them famous. You know, I always like to use the Hulk as an example with DDK line. So I'm gonna give you another example with the Hulk, right? Forget the Hulk. And I use that brother because he is a little more mainstream than a lot of us with the dog stuff on YouTube. So that brother had Redboy, Jeep, Eli, whatever kind of dogs, game dogs. You don't think his dogs will still be a bloodline? Because of how he did it, if he went about it the same exact way, but he just had Jeep, Eli dogs, you know, you don't think his dogs will be a bloodline? You think he'll be still talking about some Jeep, Eli? No, because he made his dogs famous. My dogs is my blood. You know, what bloodline is this? This so and so kennel bloodline. That's what it is. You know, and like I always say, what's the difference between your name and Garner name? What's the difference between your name and Tent name? You know, or the next brother name, Mr. Boudreaux. Nothing but a last name. And age on a lot of brothers. You know, but yeah, man. Salute everybody that's down in the chat. Salute everybody that's down in the chat. Shreveport definitely in the building. Shreveport in the house. What's going on? BB Red. Let me see. Can I pull up BB Red real quick? BB Red is what is Banjo and BB Red? Let me see. Can I pull up BB Red real quick? Okay, let me take that picture off. Take that picture off. We got BB Red Pedigree up here. Let's get deep into this pedigree. Let me see. McCool stuff. BB Red coming off the McCool sack. And Corey's Betty Joe. Coming down off the Thibodeau stuff and the Carver's Bad News in the 4th generation. We got Carver's Bad News, Carver's Tar Baby in the 4th. Brother and sister breeding. And then we got the same thing at the bottom. And then we got a Stompanato, you know, at the very bottom. And Arts Missy. See, now a lot of brothers made this dog here is inbred. You know, because it's a lot of brother and sister breedings. Same little brother and sister, or either it's the same breeding brother and sister. This is a good example of an inbred dog that turned out to be a phenomenal dog. But if you inbred a lot of her puppies, how would they turn out? You know, was she to the point where it needed to go back out again? Or was she good to keep going in, keep going in, keep going? We have to find that out only for brothers who was running them lines. I never ran that BB Red stuff or any of them dogs. Let me see who that bad news dog coming off of Carver's at. Hooten's Butcher Boy. That's coming off Hooten's Butcher Boy and a Bully Son female, Carver's Bell. Let's see who Tar Baby coming off of. Butcher Boy and Carver's Little Fern. See, it's like every single person who had the dogs from the late 80s, the early 90s, late 80s, brothers look at them like bloodlines. You see Thibodeau right there. You look at it like a bloodline. McCool right there. You look at it like a bloodline. The Carver's name, of course. You know, all ain't nothing but people's last name, and then none of them dogs was famous during the times they was living. They only got famous by a bunch of D jocking. And reading stuff in books and magazines and stuff. Yeah, brother Trevor said you never know what all that Carver stuff is back up in there. You just know it was a good one. And I guarantee you, them boys probably really picked up these papers and to look at them, you know, because it was about the dog. That's all. Yes, sir, man. Just a little recap of what I was talking about tonight. I was telling brothers how we let Ship come up and create him a bloodline, and all those brothers are sitting here. Hey, nobody wondering what it takes to start a line. Ask them brothers what it took to start Ship line. You know, all it takes for you to hear about a good dog, hear about a good dog. But when it comes to your dog, it's all kind of qualifications and requirements and all kind of years worth of this and years worth of that. You know, L. Tidre dog. He ain't taking him no 4 generations to become a bloodline. All it takes for him to see, for you to see him on that video on that Russian website. You know, that's all you had to see was that. And when you breed your dog to him, you weren't gonna say nothing but him. You weren't gonna say nothing about the dogs behind him. No, none of that. You was gonna say him. And you won't have that same enthusiasm with your own dog that you know more about. The punk line, Jimmy Mack was asking me where the punk line came from. I think that punk line is coming down off the and I'm thinking it's coming down off the Pit Island stuff. Now, when it come to breeding them red noses and getting other color dogs and this color dog, and you just gotta go back to the pedigrees. That's why I say it should be mandatory to put pictures in them online pads when you put them up there. You know, that make it easier for a brother to distinguish what's supposed to be there and what don't. Because if you got a whole 4 generations full of red nosed dogs, you shouldn't be popping out with no black nosed dog. If you got a dog that's got a black nose in the, you know, the granddaddy or something, or a black dog that's a granddaddy or something, anything can pop out, you know. But if you look at them 4 generations and you don't see nothing but red-nosed dogs, don't be telling me no black dog popped out from Bolio them days. I don't want to hear that. No, man. Them genes ain't carry that damn long. You got a Bolio certificate, but you ain't got no Bolio, true Bolio blood in that dog left. You may. This depends on how a brother want to look at it. Yes, sir, man. I tell y'all, brothers, I ain't gonna be here too long tonight, though. I appreciate y'all rocking with the Bay. Like I said, man, take pride in them dogs, you know. I just wanted to bring up the issue about the Redboy stuff. Wonder why we always say these look like Redboy dogs when they look like bingo dogs. Redboy dogs don't look, bingo look like that. He's off Redboy. But the majority of the Redboy dogs don't have this. Now they do, because bingo took over the Redboy strain. You know, he took it over.